So I put the first quadrant heel, and I drive my hand into the scapula, and I don't let it move. And the person's like, oh fuck, and then you're doing this. Now you're restricting the range, but that's okay, because you're trying to, remember the space? Level 1, you're like maintaining space, and now you're trying to, I want more space. I want more, pelvis was this way or that way. So I go, now I gotta do level 2 blocking. So the way I do this is I tell them to go quadrant. Get on your hands and knees. Quadrant. So now he's quadrupedal. Now, I'm gonna ask him to do a cat camel, or a cat cow, whatever animal it's like. But does everyone know what a cat camel is? Yeah. Generally, this is a cat camel. Okay? Now, does that help me? No. Still don't know what the hell's going on. Because conceivably, if he couldn't move between here and here, he's probably going to do a cat camel using a lot of motion there and there. Right? So I need to break this down. So I don't just do a cat camel, I do a segmented cat camel. So I take him in neutral, and I teach him extension, flexion. Extension is to dip down, flexion is to come up. So start from neutral. And I tell Dana, I want you to extend exactly where my finger is and nowhere else. Now here, now here, now here. Keep walking up. The people from the side hate Dana. You're like, I don't like this guy. Because it seems like he can just individually put the pressure and extend exactly where he needs to, pull the opposite pressure. So now I'm going to walk him down this way.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Now, why is this such an important exercise? Because now I can see where the problem is. So, for example, the most common problem, go back to neutral. I say, I want you to start to extend right from here, and they do that. Okay? That person will usually have second ass syndrome. Good, hold strong. Now, don't let me take this ball. Don't let me take this ball. Beautiful. Breathe in and radiate hard. We're going to go with 80% intensity, and we're going to go with shoulder cards. And here we go. Up. Hard, hard, hard. Let go. Slow it down, slow it down. More tension, more tension, more tension. Keep squeezing. Don't let me take the ball. Don't let me take the ball. Don't let me take the dowel. Don't let me take the dowel. Squeeze the dowel. Squeeze the dowel. Internally rotate. Freeze. Freeze. Don't let me externally rotate. Hold strong. Internally rotate even more. Squeeze the ball. Squeeze the ball. Irradiate. 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 All the way down. Path of rep 1. Reverse. Squeeze the ball. Don't let me take this. Hold strong. Hold strong. Taking the ball. Squeeze. Squeeze. Irradiate. Irradiate. Nice and tight. Beautiful. And forward. Level 3. Now I'm going to get him to squeeze the ball in here. Don't let me take the ball. Squeeze the ball. Do the rep as you're squeezing the ball. Maybe as he's doing that, I'm going to put pressure into him this way. And I'm going to make sure that his body stays tight as he's doing it. I'm going to fuck with him. And I'm going to fuck with him because I need high amounts of radiation. If I progressive angular stuff, regressive angular stuff. Does everyone understand the difference between progressive and regressive angular tissues? Which side is my progressive angular tissue on right now? The right side. Regressive angular tissue. Okay? Is there such thing, can you say, the levator scapula, is that a Pale's muscle or a Rayleigh muscle? Does that question make sense? No. It's not a matter of the muscles. It's a matter of when you go in a particular direction, part of one angle is getting bigger, one angle is getting smaller. The stuff on the larger side, the angle is getting bigger, progressive angular tissue. The stuff on the shorter side, regressive angular tissue.
Start off with the cervical spine. If you start off with the cervical spine, I want you to think of those 3 focal points when you radiate. So the first focal point, I want your feet to grip the ground and spread the floor apart. From there, contraction spills up through both legs. Second focal point, I want you to focus on the center of your body. So picture a dimmer switch or a green orb starts to become low-level vibrant in the center of your body. Third focal point, I want you to create 2 fists as you amplify contraction up through both arms. So the grip goes, everything else goes. Try to keep low level, so notice if your radiation is spiking up or spiking down. Try to keep it even. Starting off in home base in the cervical spine, I want your chin to flex down, position 1. We're going to make our way towards the right as you rotate towards the right shoulder. Laterally bend towards the right shoulder. Consciously block the shoulders from moving as you extend all the way back and make your way towards the left side. From the left side, you laterally bend first, then you rotate second, then your chin scrapes across your collarbone, back to flexion. Bring your head back to home base, which is neutral. We're going to go towards the left side. Take your time to flex down. Bring your chin down towards your chest. Rotate towards the left. Laterally bend towards the left. Extend, expand the circle behind you. Consciously block any other body part from moving. Make your way to the right. Laterally bend first. Rotate second. Chin scrapes across the collarbone. Back to flexion. Bring your head back to home base in neutral. Awesome. Give yourself a hug. Chin stays glued towards your clavicle. Consciously block the hips moving, so picture everything below your hips is ossified in cement and it's not allowed to shift forward, back, or side to side. Segmentally flex down as you bring your shoulders, or try to keep your shoulders behind your hips. Come down in flexion, try to poke each individual vertebrae out of the back of your shirt, including your lower lumbar. From here, hold this position. You're going to rotate towards the right side. Do not let the left ASI joint fall. So rotation. From your rotation, you laterally bend on the right side. From the right side, you extend and elongate through each individual vertebrae as you make your way back. Patiently make your way over towards the left side as you laterally bend first. From your lateral flexion, you rotate and twist. From your rotation, you flex back to center. And then you reset back to home base or neutral. Go towards the opposite way, so flex down slowly. So it's like a domino effect, starting from the top vertebrae, working your way down towards the lower lumbar. Twist towards the left side. Right hip does not follow. Bend towards the left side. Extend and elongate through each individual vertebrae, create space. Make your way over towards the right direction. Don't cheat with the cervical spine. Keep the chin glued towards the shoulder or clavicle. Laterally bend, rotate, flex back to center, reset. We'll go both arms by the side for the scapula. General rule of thumb for the scapula, the hands can slide up when you elevate, the hands can slide down when you depress, but when you protract and retract, the elbows stay locked and the hands stay as is. Start off with protraction, so round the shoulder blades forward, but keep the hands as they are. Slide the arms up towards the shoulders, or shoulders up towards the earlobes. Retract the back, consciously block the elbows from bending. Depress down as the hands slide down, reset. Protract forward, elevate up, retract and squeeze back. Depress down, hold here, reverse, retract, elevate, protract, reset, depress, retract, elevate, protract, reset. Create a fist through your right arm, amplify contraction through the right arm. You're going to move through the left shoulder, home base position. Left arm comes up into your overhead flexion, position 1, transition. Freeze here, checkpoint. Notice where your sternum is, notice where your lower back is. Think about an X on your elbow eye. The X is facing your head. From here, you're going to axial rotate so the X does not face your head anymore. is you actually rinse. You're trying to rinse as much as you can, so you're twisting. As you twist, try to cut the angle as much as you can to overemphasize the largest diameter of circle you can draw. Keep trying to cut the angle and keep trying to rinse water out of the towel. Rinse so much that you max out your full internal rotation, so your thumb faces back, your pinky faces forward. Now we rewind, you come back into your shoulder extension. This would be position 2. You unwrap so the elbow eye comes away from the body. Try to cut the angle as much as possible as you unwrap, and then bring your hand all the way up. And then reset, one more repetition each way. So bring your hands down towards the side, palms touching the side body. Arm reaches up. Self-induced tension, just enough that you're lighting up the tissue, but not too intense. Axial rinse, so try to rinse water out of the towel so the elbow eye faces away from you. Try to consciously block the sternum from moving, the head from protruding forward. Keep wrapping and rinsing as much as you possibly can. Then you rewind the other way, come back, unwrap the shoulder, complete a large circle around, keeping that inner tension nice and active through the center of your body. Try to keep that elbow locked. Bring that left hand down towards your side. We'll move through the right arm. Magnify through the right hand. Start to amplify contraction. Checkpoint, feet spread the floor apart, center your body is engaged, and then go to crying child in the stomach. Arm comes up, position 1, transition 1. Checkpoint, elbow stays locked, body stays as is. Elbow eyes facing you, elbow eye no longer tries to face you. Wrap and rinse, wrap and rinse, wrap and rinse. Keep rinsing, keep wrapping. Keep trying to cut the angle, max out full internal rotation, and then rewind the other way. So you come back into shoulder extension, unwrap the shoulder, keep the body tall, keep your full revolution around, reset, bring that hand back, one more repetition each way. Arm reaches up, freeze here, first roadblock. With your first roadblock, rinse and wrap. So twist your shoulder and try to complete a full rotation and cut the angle as much as you possibly can. Once you max out full internal rotation, you just rewind and reverse the other way. Keep tension, keep the torso as is. Very good job, guys. Awesome. So elbow. With your elbow, we'll start off in a karate chop position. So think about the light on the palm. The light's going to shine forward as you pronate. You're going to flex as much as you can so the light shines outside the shoulder. So when you come up into flexion, really try to keep the elbows glued towards the ribs. Keep the wrist and elbow as is. The light is shining outside the shoulder. Now when the light is shining outside the shoulder, you're going to pronate, shining the palm down towards the ground as you shift the palms in towards the midline and push the palms down towards the ground as you extend. Reset in your karate chop position. Shine the palm forward as you supinate. Flex. Make your way up towards the shoulder, shining the palm outside the shoulder. Get that ulnar to shift from the light shining outside to the light shining towards the midline. And then extend and push the ground away from you. Okay, bilateral with the wrist. It's a little bit of a brain jam here. So picture you have a leveler balanced on both forearms. And the ball or the bubble of the leveler is trying to stay in the middle of your forearm. So try to not let your forearm deviate internally or externally toward the midline or the lateral part of the body. You're going to adduct towards the midline, so your pinkies are going to come towards one another. Then you're going to extend, shine the palms forward. Then you're going to abduct, notice the minimal range there, notice the coupling pattern of the forearm wanting to join along. And then you're going to flex up towards your body. Adduct towards the midline, extend down, abduct away, and then flex up, reverse, abduct, extend, adduct, abduct, and flex. Grab something that you can hold on to, or a partner beside you, or a pillar. We're going to move around the left hip. So your right hand is going to need support. So right hand supports, left hip is going to be the moving part. So left hip car, standing. Lift your left leg off the ground just so it hovers. So that's your home base position. You're going to flex the hip up towards the chest, position 1, transition 1. You're going to abduct the hip away from the body, noticing the opposite hip does not want to follow. From here, you internally rotate, so you bring the knee down as you bring the heel up. Hold here. This is position 3. From position 3, you're going to extend and wrap the circle around to position 4, keeping the knee bent the whole time. We rewind. So you extend, you externally rotate, you bring the knee up towards the shoulder as you bring the heel forward, and then you bring the knee towards the chest. One more revolution around. Knee comes up, hip flexion, abduct the hip away. This is where it gets sticky. Knee comes down as the heel comes up. Try to keep your shin parallel if you can. And then extend and wrap the hip around. Rewind, so you extend. Abduct the hip like you're peeing on a fire hydrant. Then externally rotate, scrape the heel forward as the knee comes up. And then bring the knee towards the chest. Fantastic. Switch sides. Left hand support, right hip is moving forward. Right leg just hovers off the ground. Knee comes up or hip comes up in deflection. Hip opens, notice the opposite pelvis. Knee comes down as your heel comes up. Notice the lateral shift. Just consciously block this, just level 1. Be aware. Then wrap and push. So push the knee and heel back at the same time as you try to almost draw a half arc or half circle behind you. Extend. Abduct, like you're peeing on a fire hydrant. Then externally rotate, so scrape the heel forward as you bring the knee up. And then bring the knee towards the chest. We have one more repetition. Knee comes up, flex. Hip opens. Internally rotate, so the knee comes down as the heel comes up. Try to bring the shin parallel. Then push the knee and heel back at the same time as you extend and wrap. Extend back first. Abduct second. Externally rotate third. Bring the knee towards your chest. Very good. Back to that left hip. We can do the patella standing. So you're going to lock the knee and just kind of send the hips back a little bit. Make sure that your left quadricep is relaxed and make sure that your left knee is locked. With this position, we're just going to look at a standard clock. So you have your 12 and 6, which is up and down, and then you have your 3 and 9. Okay, from there, just kind of explore pockets and angles to move your patella around in a circular fashion. This is not possible if your knee's not locked and your quadricep is contracted, so make sure it's relaxed. Okay, switch sides, so just shoot the hip back, right knee locks, quadricep relaxes, and then just look at the component parts of the clock. You have up, down, side to side, and then angles in between. Back to the left knee. Support through the left knee. Have a bird's eye view on the femur, so try to not let the hip move. You're going to externally rotate through the tibia as your blade of the foot. So think about your blade of your foot, your pinky side, the big toe is your inner edge. So when you externally rotate, try to bring the blade of the foot out. It's almost like you're trying to pass a soccer ball with the instep of your foot, but you're not using the hip. Then you internally rotate, you bring the inner edge of the foot in, and then you expose the blade of the foot. Okay, one more time, we're going to hold the external rotation lock, and then you're going to flex. So when you flex, try to scrape the blade of the foot in towards you, and then push the inner edge of the foot forward. Then we switch. Internal rotation, scrape the inner edge of the foot towards you, and then push the blade of the foot away from you. One more time. External rotation. Blade of the foot scrapes the ground towards you as you flex. Inner edge of the foot pushes the ground away from you or pushes the floor away from you as you extend. Internally rotate, bring the blade of the inner edge of the foot in, scrape the inner edge of the foot towards you, and then push the blade of the foot away from you. We'll switch sides. So start off with your axial rotation just to understand the tilting of the tibia internally and externally. Consciously block the hip from moving. So if you find you're having issues and you're moving through the hip, you can place your left hand on your hip just to give you a little tactile feedback so you don't want to move through the hip. Okay, let's hold external rotation. Scrape the blade of the foot in towards you as you flex. Then extend, pushing the inner edge away from you. Awesome. Then switch the alignment. So inner edge, internal. Scrape the ground in towards you as you flex. And then push the ground away from you as you extend. Last time. External rotation, scrape the blade of the foot towards you. And then extend. Internal rotation, pull the ground towards you. And then push the ground away. Back to the left ankle, keep the knee locked. Use balance if you need. Home base is somewhat neutral. You're going to plantar flex, then you're going to adduct towards the midline, then you're going to dorsiflex, and then you're going to abduct away from the body, keeping the knee locked the whole time. So plantar flexion first, adduct towards the midline, dorsiflex up, try to get your toes towards your shin, and then abduct away from the body. Plantar flex down, come towards the midline, dorsiflex real hard, and then abduct away. Reverse, come back into your dorsiflexion, adduct towards the midline, plantar flex away, abducts. Switch legs. Remember, low level tension, just knuckle it up to the tissue. Level 1 CARs, consciously block. Plantar flex, adduct towards the midline, mold that into your dorsiflexion, really try to get those toes up towards the shin, abduct away, plantar flex down, reverse, come the opposite direction, overemphasize the size of the circle, find sticky zones and areas that you may want to skip over, lines of tension, lines of resistance, use this as an inventory checklist to get to know your body and what needs specific attention. Okay, last but not least, the toes. All toes come up. Try to create as much space in between each individual toe. So just lift all the toes up. Try to spread the toes wide, creating as much space in between each individual toe. Okay, then scrunch the floor like you're trying to pick the ground up with your toes. Lift all the toes up. Just bring your big toe down. Try to keep your 4 toes up. Bring your big toe up. Bring your 4 toes down. Keep your big toe up. Stay here if you found that challenging. One more step. All the toes are up. Play the piano starting from the pinky toe. And then a domino effect to his and her neighbors. His and her neighbors. Keep the big toe up. And if you're really fancy, tap the big toe 5 times. Fantastic, guys. Good job.
Yeah,
My pinky toes go out so wide.
Yeah, I don't know how to scrunch yet, and I can't get my toes to move.
Okay, so your morning routine is doing itself. You see how his legs and his arms are relatively parallel. Now when he bends his arm, he's going to go towards his belt line. See that? If he was straight, he would have hit his belly. But because I have him in a V shape, towards the belt line, notice his arm isn't at 90. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the underlying tissues. So it's less than 90, bent to 90, towards the belt line. Now look at Dana's arm and where it goes. Most clients, their arm will be somewhere up there. Okay? So what's the tails?
push down,
What's the rails?
pull up.
Pull and hold. Now, this scenario confuses people. Because if I took a picture of Dana right now from the front, and then I took the picture and I inverted it, and I asked the therapist in the room, what orthopedic test am I doing?
Hawkins Kennedy.
Hawkins Kennedy. Good. Now, then people would say, do your morning routine. We start doing cars, I do cars with them. During my thing, I'll also start working on increasing the capsular space. In this case, this is the restriction, but I can't have no internal rotation. I need a shoulder in order to increase shoulder flexion. If I don't create a shoulder, and I go to increase shoulder flexion with tails rails, what will I actually be doing? Whatever your compensation is, you're going to be adding to the compensation. So if you use your back to move your shoulder up in the air, if I do tails rails work, I'm not even doing it for your arm anymore. Now it's for your low back, because you don't have a shoulder. So I don't need a shoulder. So we do tails rails, open up the shoulder. I don't have to get it 100% down. I just have to make it into a shoulder. So there's room in there. Okay, now let's say I get 10 degrees, 20 degrees here, and I go, okay, it's moving pretty well. Let's start to work on flexion. Does that mean I stop working on internal work? No, I might still do this, and I might still do this. Don't think like, done this now, check, on to the next thing. That's not how any of this works. So I start to open up room, start to attack air to the lower abdomen. Then I'm going to tell him to radiate into his glutes, all the way down, push through the floor, solidify with the floor. Same thing on this side, solidify with the floor. Radiate up the spine, radiate up the spine, radiate up the spine. All of this irradiation, what you're trying to do is increase drive here, because I need you to be able to hold this position. So what am I doing? I'm making him into a stone statue. So right now, he is a piece of stone. Now, I come to I'm in his, what used to be his passive range. I'm trying to activate it. That's why it's called passive range hold. So now I'm in that passive range, and now I say slowly, I'm going to start to remove your support. So now I start to move the bar back out of the way. Now Dana, all he has to do is not move. Hold the position. I watch him as he holds the position. Now you might think this is easy, but I'm going to show you in a second why it's not. So I watch him hold the position. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for any breaks in his posture. Did you see his arm bend? As soon as he breaks his posture, I go, okay, let's reset, put the bar back. I do all I think I did again, and I say, hold. I slowly remove the support, slowly remove the support. I'm watching. His posture starts to break. Okay, let's reset. Why am I resetting? Does that hurt? Does everyone understand? It happens everywhere. It's a leg he's holding with the appropriate area. Then I help him irradiate, and then I say hold, and now I say I'm slowly going to start letting go. I might start to let go a little bit. I might rub the top of his arm, and I say, you feel my thumb? Put pressure into my thumb. Hold. Don't let my thumb, don't move away from my thumb. And I watch his posture. He's starting to rotate, so I say, oh, go back, reset. So breathe in. So let's say that we're doing passive range hold. So I'll find what his passive range is. I'll hold his scapula because I don't want this. I only want his glenohumeral humeral. So right around there, his scapula starts to rise. So I'm going to tell him, I want you to breathe in. I want you to pack air to your lower abdomen. You radiate down this leg. You radiate down this leg. You radiate up your spine. Now lock this into position right here. I'm putting my finger in the depression between his deltoid and his scapula, because that's the area I want him to pinch my finger with. I don't want him to contract from here. If he contracts from here, do that. It's going to look like that. I don't want that. I want it to contract from here. So I put my finger here. I say radiate. I radiate. Keep my finger. I'm going to start to let go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm letting go. Hold. Push up with my finger. Hold. Keep holding. Now, how long do I hold? I usually let it hold until I start to see some natural lag. That's natural lag. I'm here. I'm starting to cool down. Let's reset. Breathe in. Irradiate hold, 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 hold. I start to see great posture. Let's reset, try again. Eventually, I'm holding, so let's do our note. Eventually, you get to a point where you're holding, and you not breaking posture, and all you start to see is that the arm slowly goes down. In literature, they call that a quasi-isometric eccentric. Isometric, but because you're losing, you're also trying to sustain an eccentric. So once you start to get that quasi-isometric eccentric up and around the 15-second mark, after 15 seconds, it starts to lag properly. I will train him in that area. That's what I'm trying to improve. But once we get to about 15-20 seconds, I'm pulling my knee to my butt. I would use a towel. Okay? So I establish my passive range. Breathe in. Irradiate. Notice when I irradiate, I don't just go, hey man, irradiate. I don't do that. I'm here. I irradiate. Starting here, down the leg, up the spine, solidify your body. I'm touching him the whole time. I'm giving him audio cues. I'm giving him touch-induced cues, internal cueing, external cueing, all of it together. I have the position. I say, okay, hold, and I start to let go, and he has to hold. Now, of course, when I started this, my legs were, so I had to start from somewhere back here. But conceivably, eventually you get to here, and you say hold. Now I'm holding, and what am I looking for? Any break in posture, we've got to start again. If he starts to leg this way, that's good. That's a quasi-isometric eccentric leg. I like that. That means that, or I can do it from here. Or you can do both, which is likely what I would be doing. Brings me to another point. Saying that sentence brings another good point. We don't allow people to do FRC classes. It's not something that we allow you to use the trademark for. And the reason is if you leave here to say, oh man, I didn't do an FRC class, that's another way of saying, I didn't listen to a word Dr. Lee says, and I have no idea what he's talking about. Because why in the hell would I just do a random, I'm going to do a random exercise with all of you. In what world does this make sense? Do all of you need the same exercise? Of course not. FRC does not work for groups. FRC is the specific management of this human being right here. Not only that human being, this part of this human being. So bacteria culture, human cells, this collection of cells, we are focusing here, FRC. If you're doing a group class, you are not even close to the specificity level you need. You have kin stretch for that. We'll explain it later. But doing 90-90s with 6 random people, you just go, you might as well just don't do the course. Just go back to being a rep counter. This is random. In this position, we're all going to try a passive range hold. So what we're going to do, won't do it yet. We're going to bring your knee up as high as you can. I'm in an upright position, so my leg is straight, and I'm only wanting to work my hip flexor. I'm going to get you to a radiate. And then eventually I'm going to say, slowly let go of your leg. And you're just going to hold it in the air. Just like I'm doing right now. So it's easy. Right? It's an easy task. Okay, here we go. By the way, before we do this, there's some people in the room who I'm guaranteeing are going to want to stand there stoically and say, this is easy. When I see you do that, I'm going to lock eyes with you. And then I'm going to come towards you. And at that point, you should be saying, oh, man, I shouldn't have tried to show off to Dre. Because Dre's been around the world, and he's seen the best athletes ever. So there's no way I would impress him. I should have done what I was supposed to be doing, which was, if it's easy, I should pull my knee up a little more so I can actually get some training going. Does that make sense? Perfect. So everyone bring your knee up to your chest. While you bring your knee up to your chest, I want you to try to pull it higher, so long as that baseline stays straight and you have a nice small spine. Not because that's good posture, but because I want to see your posture fuck up. So it's easier if I tell you to stand stall, it's easier to see you when it fucks up. Okay? So, pull that knee up as high as you can. If you're pulling your knee up and you're realizing your knee is going out laterally, that's a big problem. Laterality of the knee means you have almost no capsule. So when I take someone's knee and I bring it to their chest and the knee wants to go that way, you almost have negative there. So you're holding it there. I want you to breathe in, irradiate right now. The focus is your hip flexor, but irradiate your entire body. On 3, I'm going to get you to let go of your knee. 1, 2, slowly let go. Hold. 2, 3, let go. Hold. Hold. Pulse wide, knee straight, hold. Good job. Good job, guys. Keep it up. This is not hard. You're just holding your hand in the air. Grab your knee, reload. Breathe in, irradiate. We almost forgot how shitty it is to be trained, eh? You guys yell at your clients, but when I yell, hold it up, let's go. Irradiate. 1, 2, 3, let go. Baseline straight. Get tall, get tall, get tall. Irradiate, squeeze. Hip flexor, keep it on. Keep it on. If it's going to fail, it's going to fail straight down. Keep it up. Hold your leg, reload. Put your leg down. We need 4 full reps. 4! Look how big you dudes are. You guys are fucking jacked. What's wrong with you, man? This should be the easiest shit ever. Okay, so here's a question. How many people want more hamstring flexibility? It's not a trick question. How many people want more hamstring flexibility? So the people who want hamstring flexibility, honestly, how many people give equal attention to teaching not only the muscle to get longer on one side, but the contralateral tissue to get shorter on the other? So how often are you training your hip flexors in a shortened position? And if those two things, if you said, I want more hamstring flexibility, but I don't do that, then you don't want more hamstring flexibility, you understand? And if you do, you don't want usable flexibility. Because the usefulness of your hamstring's flexibility is determined by the ability for the anterior tissue to shorten. Does that make sense? I can't access my hamstring flexibility if I can't control here. So you have to spend equal amounts of time training the contralateral tissue short as you do training the muscle long, or it's a waste of time. It's like, I want to kick this dude in the face. Why not violence? It's all choking and stealing babies. If I want to side kick to the gut, if I want to put a higher side kick to the face, it's not a matter of doing the splits and having long adductors. It's a matter of having that and having the ability to control your leg short on the other side. Or it's just a waste of time. Stretching versus pull. Passive range liftoff is slightly different. Passive range liftoff, I'm going to find the end range of motion for him. Okay? I'm going to give him about 5 to 10 degrees slack from that range, just to give him a running start at this. And instead of just getting to hold, I'm going to tell him to breathe in. I'm going to do the exact same irradiation. I'm going to indicate where I want the liftoff to occur from. And I'm going to say slowly lift off with the support. And back down. And lift off. And back down. And lift off. And back down. If I start to see that, so relax this back down, let that fall, lift off, and back down. Notice that I'm letting him lift off only a fraction of a millimeter. I want it to be so hard that you just get a Bible page and you can just slide that page under there. It's still relatively shoulder extension in your shoulder. By the way, go home and test your client's extension of their shoulder. Put them like this. Put your hand to your side, and then I want you to lift up and see how much passive they have, and then I want you to ask them to do it actively. And you're going to get that. The ratio is going to be so crazy. And then you just have to fill in that gap, and then you'll be fine within like 3 weeks. As long as you focus, and that's what you do. The extension of the shoulder, just dog shit most people. So, passive range hold, what's lift off? Lift off. It's not a lot different. It's just a one-step further to do this with his chest, which would be remarkable. Like if he could do that, it would be the craziest thing ever. So you just use your breast. But you can't do that. So what it ends up being is, I tell you, I go lie down on that, try to roll it forward. So what you'll end up doing is a passive range liftoff for that exact segment. And then once he's done that a little bit, I'm going to move that down. I'm going to say try to roll it from there. So the first time you fall from here, now you're going to see him come up higher. He fall comes from here. If I push it down to here, you're going to see him come up even higher. Because now he has to fall from all the way back there. So the whole want him to practice segmenting. As I start to break up the spine, then I start to ask him to do this with his chest, which would be remarkable. Like if he could do that, it would be the craziest thing ever. So you just use your breast, but you can't do that. So what it ends up being is, I tell you, I go lie down on that, try to roll it forward. So what you'll end up doing is a passive range liftoff for that exact segment. And then once he's done that a little bit, I'm going to move that down. I'm going to say try to roll it from there. So the first time he falls from here, now you're going to see him come up higher. He falls from here. If I push it down to here, you're going to see him come up even higher. Because now he has to fall from all the way back there. So the whole time, he's just trying to roll that pen forward, but he can't. Passive range hold. One of the things what I suggest he do in this stage, if he was an office worker, I'd want him to practice segmenting. As I start to break up the spine, then I start to assign segmentation mark. It's almost like belly dancer training. So I'll tell the person, for example, try to sit, divide the spine in half, and now try to only move the lower half, side to side. Now, solidify here, try to only move the upper half. If you're sitting at a desk, you can, you know the desk chairs that have that thing on the side where you can pull it and move, bring it up, push it down. So maybe I put it all the way down, and I bring myself to the table, so that now the table's here. This is exactly where remember I said I can't move between here and here. So now the table's exactly there. So now I might tell the person during the day, practice coming over and then practice lifting off of that table. Now I take, after a few sets, I take my little doohickey thingy, and then I just raise my body up. Now it goes to here. So now I practice caving over and extending from there. And then I raise myself up, and then I start just caving over and extending from there. So I give them little tasks during the day to make sure that they're maintaining.
To give him some tactile cues in regards of amplifying and contraction. So when I set up this environment, I want him to amplify the contraction by radiating the body. Fall forward. So we're going to start with a fully flexed spine. So you're going to tuck your tail underneath, you're going to let your head pull down as you try to bring your belly button up towards the ceiling. So in a fully flexed position here, low level tails contraction. I want you to push the palms down and forward, and push the knees down and back. Very low level. Hold that sensation. Only move from the tailbone as you start to anterior tilt the pelvis, bringing the tailbone towards the back of the head. Freeze here. And accentuate some motion through the lower lumbar area as you start to extend down through the lower back. Let that trickle into your mid-back into extension. Let that drip into your upper back into extension. Then let the cervical spine come up last as your tailbone tries to touch the back of your head. Try to wrap your sternum up towards your chin. Try to pull your belly button down towards the ground. Take your palms, push your palms down and back gently. Take your knees, push them down and forward as you try to pinch the floor in. As you pinch the floor, puff your chest in between your shoulders. Starting from the tailbone, tuck under slowly. Posterior tilt your pelvis, freeze here. Start to rake the ribs up as you poke your belly button through the lower back as you flex. Let that drip into your mid-back. Lower back or mid-lower back. Upper back. Head dips down. You're in full flexion. Here, the same contraction that we did into extension. I want you to push the palms down and back. And push the knees down and forward as you try to pinch the floor in. Here, I want you to accentuate more flexion through the spine using the regressive sides. The anterior side of your torso. And you accentuate more end range in your flexion by pinching the floor in. Palms push down and back, knees push down and forward. One more time, we're going to meet into extension. As you meet into extension, I want you to take your time. extend. TL junction starts to extend. And then the upper back follows along. And then the head puffs up, the chest pokes in between your shoulders. Here, I want you to push the palms down and forward, and push the knees down and back to try to spread the floor apart. Hold, and relax. Step your left leg forward into a tall kneel. You're going to go around the right arm, but we're going to solidify the lower half of your body. So by solidifying the lower half of your body, I want you to push the back knee down and forward. Like you're trying to scrape the ground forward with your back knee. And I want you to take your front heel, push it down, and try to move the ground back. You're trying to pinch the ground inwards with your knee and your heel, but you're staying as is. Create a fist through your left hand. You can reach out towards the side. Right arm is going to be the moving part. Home base position. You're going to lift up into position 1, fighting through a dense air approximately 50%. Arm reaches up into first roadblock. Freeze in your position 1. Hold here, axial rinse. Try to bring the elbow eye away from the body, freeze. Reverse, come back, elbow eye faces you. Externally or internally rotate, hold, and then bring the elbow eye in. One more time, wrap the shoulder around, try to cut the angle as much as possible. Fight to keep the position of your body, adjacent stability. Keep fighting through that dense air. Max out full internal rotation as your knuckles touch your side body. We rewind from the opposite way, so extend. Freeze. Hold. Fight for a couple extra millimeters. Wrap the elbow eye away from you as you externally rotate. Bring the arm to the shoulder. Bring the shoulder to overhead flexion. Freeze here. Half rep. Internally rotate. Cut the angle as much as possible. Freeze in your position 2. Hold. Don't move. Come back to where you came from. Externally rotate, fight, 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 fight. The arm up, relax and switch sides. So left knee comes down, right leg comes forward. Right arm reaches out. I want you to picture you have a tennis ball in your right hand. You're trying to squeeze the tennis ball. Solidify the foundation of the lower half of your body. Pinch the floor in with the heel pulling back, the knee pulling forward. Left arm is the moving part. The shoulder, arm reaches up into position 1. Axial rotation, so internally rotate, elbow eye comes away from you, and then come back to where you came from, elbow eye faces. Wrap away, freeze, wrap in, one more time, wrap away, freeze, cut the angle as you continue to wrap as much as possible. Full revolution, try to keep that elbow locked. Tension, rewind from the other way, extend, hold here. Do not move, try to squeeze out more end range without coupling or compensating. Externally rotate, wrap around. 2 half or quarter ranges. Internally rotate, wrap around, pausing your shoulder extension. Back to where you came from. One more time, internally rotate, wrap, 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 wrap. Freeze, get your full rotation around. Fantastic, okay? I want you to lay on your right side body. So just watch me here, if you can see me. You're gonna start in an L position. Actually, you're gonna start in an L position, and then you're gonna bend your knees. So as you bend your knees, you're gonna be stacked. So here's that L position, okay? Or like a V, I guess, consider letter. And then you're going to bend the knees as they stack like so. You're going to be on the right side. So the right side, option 1, you can lay on your shoulder. Or option 2, you can create a gable grip as you squeeze both hands together. Okay, the head's going to stay elevated. Okay, or the head can rest down and keep you. So the gable grip, you're going to accentuate and contraction through the grip. So able grips like so, it's a wrestling grip. It's probably the strongest grip you can do. So picture you're trying to squeeze an acorn in between your palms. Accentuate the contraction through your whole body, starting from the palms, dripping into the center of your body. Your top hip's going to be the moving part. Picture your right hip, so we're going to move around the left hip. The right side body is glued to the ground, so it's not allowed to move at all. Okay? Top knee comes to your chest, position 1. Hip opens as you get knee up. Internally rotate, so wrap and rinse, very similar to the shoulder. Internally rotate as you extend at the same time. That's your position 3. Bring knee around, complete your full revolution. Knee comes towards your chest, freeze. Squeeze out more end range. Open the hip, freeze. Knee comes in as your heel comes back. Internally rotate as you extend at the same time. Try to cut that angle behind you as much as possible. Wrap the knee around. Reverse, extend, freeze. Knee comes up, heel comes forward, externally rotate. Try to bring the knee towards the shoulder or the armpit for bonus points if you can. And the knee scrapes across the chest. Extend back, hold. Knee comes up, heel comes forward. Bonus points if you can touch your shoulder or your armpit. Scrape across the chest. Fantastic. One more time, extend back. Externally rotate. Freeze here and do not move. Hold, knee hinges. Leg extends up as you straighten the leg. Flex back as the heel tries to touch your butt. Then knee, try to squeeze out that end range. Bonus points if you can get your heel to touch your butt. And then extend and straighten. Hold. One more time, flex. And extend. Switch sides. So right hip is the moving part. Your left side is super glued to the body. That's important that your foundation stays glued so you can exaggerate or expand more range through that moving part, which is your right hip. Positions and transitions. Knee comes to your chest, position 1. Notice if you're flexing through the spine. Hip abducts, so your hips stack. Try to not allow the lower lumbar to couple as you open. Then think about the knee coming forward as the heel comes back. As you do that, try to extend at the same time. When you extend, keep trying to cut the angle or push the angle behind your ear, leading the rotation around. Knee comes to your chest. Squeeze out more in range. Squish that acorn. Open the hip first. For second, sorry. Internally rotate and extend at the same time. Reverse, extend. Try to get the heel towards the back of the head. Heel scrapes forward as the knee comes up. Bonus points if you can touch the shoulder and then scrape across the chest. Extend back. Knee comes up, heel comes forward. Freeze here. Knee hinges. Extend, straighten the leg. Bend, try to bring the heel in towards the butt. Extend. And bend. One more time, extend. And bend. Good. Lay on your back. What's that? Hug your left knee into your chest. Passive range hold for hip flexion, and then we're going to add an ankle car in this position. So give yourself a running head start. So you're going to try to keep the knee as is when you let go, and then we're going to draw a circle around the ankle. So knee stays hugged in towards the chest. Okay. Amplify contraction from head to toe, so the center of your body, the straightening leg. Give yourself a running head start. When you slowly remove the base of support, you're going to keep the knee as is. Slowly remove the base of support on 3, 2, 1. Hold that range. Plantar flex the foot. Adduct. Dorsiflex. Abduct away. Reverse. Plantar flex. Dorsiflex. Plantar flex. Dorsiflex. Switch sides. Hug the right knee in. Passive range hold. When I count down to 1, you hold that position, but again, you can say this again, give yourself a running head start. So you don't want to radiate by the time you let go. Start to amplify the contractions, start to visualize that green orb in the center of your body, becoming more vibrant, more vibrant, more vibrant. And then when I count down, 3, 2, 1, remove the support and hold. Plantar flex, adduct, dorsiflex the ankle, abduct away. Reverse the other way. Plantar flex, dorsiflex, keep the progressive tissue. Plantar flex, dorsiflex, and great job. Eyes on Zach.
Guys, we're going to come to 90 minutes. We're going to go with our lead leg being our left leg, our right leg being our trail leg. I'd like everyone to have their left and right hand outside their left thigh. So your left leg's in front, right leg's in back. And turn your chest outside your left thigh, both hands are back. The first thing you guys is challenge internal rotation of your trail leg, your right leg. So tension to your hands, I want you to grip your hands to the floor. I want you to press that lead knee down, crushing into the ground, and then the trail knee, I want you to squeeze and add up into the floor. Keeping that tension, guys, I want you to pull your right heel as high as you can off the ground and hold there. As high as you can that right heel, internally rotating. Slowly lower back down. Slowly down. That's easy for you. I want you to put your right hand on your lead foot. That was challenging for you to stay. You get 5 reps. Squeeze that back knee down. Pull your right foot up. Internally rotate. Nothing else is helping. It's too easy. Square up to it. 5, slowly down. 5, squeeze that back heel up. Maintain tension down with that right knee touching the floor. Still this for you. Bring both hands to your thigh. Lift that back heel up and hold. Slowly down. Up, hold. And slowly down. Bring both hands back outside the lead thigh. This time, guys, we're going to lift the entire back leg off. So, squeeze that right glute, drive your left knee to the floor, tension with both hands. Adducts, lift off right knee and heel and hold. Now, maintaining height of your heel, I want you to slowly pull your knee to the floor, keeping your heel up high. Tap the knee to the center, keep the heel up. Slowly lower the heel to the ground. Run right back in. It's easy. Both hands are moving your leg. Trail leg, abducts, lift off and hold. Maintain heel height, internally rotate, tap that right knee. Slowly lower your heels to the floor. Challenge that if you got it. We're going to try and lift again, same as we did. This time I want you to pull your heel under your knee without tapping the floor, and then pull the heel back and high. Try and first move. So abducts, lift off that right leg, hold. Slowly, externally rotate, heel pull underneath, freeze, knee up high, internally rotate, pull the heel up and back, and slowly back and forth. Bring our attention to our lead leg. So, both hands, guys, outside that left leg. One is right in front of my heel, one is outside of my knee. Up the chest up as tall as you can. I want you to imagine your least favorite insect is underneath your left knee. You're going to slowly start killing this spider. You're crushing the spider under your left knee. As you're crushing down, I want you to fold forward, maintaining tension down through the floor. As you fold forward, keep your spine long up. Reach your chest forward, your belly forward. Keep pressing your knees to the ground. As you find yourself starting to lose spine position, freeze there. I want you to solidify tension guys, please watch this rep. We're simply going to transition to the other side. So, my right leg, guys, I'm going to lift my heel off the ground, drive my knee up high, pivoting from big toe to second toe to third toe, trying to keep my knee down as long as I possibly can. As I need to, my knee will pick up. We're simply going to switch sides. As I come up, hinge that trail leg, thinking about each toe tapping the floor, keeping the knee down as long as possible. We'll wind up in the bear sit position, and we'll use the flip side of the hands. Hands come to the right leg. Left thigh is going to squeeze down to the floor. Right knee will follow. We're going that same series, guys, to the other side. So, both hands are outside my right thigh. Both knees are pressed down. I want you to squeeze that left heel up, actively internally rotating, see how high you can feel off the ground. Slow way down, guys. We're going to 3 reps. And it's easy. Hands to be on the weak leg. For more of a challenge, guys, hands will be up. Internally rotating holds. Slow way down. One more rep, guys. Pull that heel up high, hold. Slow way down. Next challenge is that abduction lift off with that internal rotation bias. This is tough. Go slow. Abduct, guys. Lift the trail leg, hold. Internally rotate. Knee taps down, heel stays up high. Lower slow. 3 reps. Abduct, lift up, hold, stay tall. Internally rotate, knee taps down, heel stays up high. You want to challenge, guys, go for it. Lift that trail leg. Externally rotate, heel pulling under your knee. Breeze to the top, drive your knee up. Internally rotate back, reaching your heel behind you. Slowly lower to the floor. Bring our attention to our lead leg, guys. As we did before, one hand outside the heel, one hand outside the knee. Find length in the spine, tall chest. Your least favorite insect. Spider forward now to scary Manhattan rat. You're slowly squeezing your right knee down into a Manhattan rat. And I want you to fold forward, driving the rat into the floor. Maintain length in the spine. Find the end range as you start to crumple the spine. Solidify tension, both knees pressing down. We'll lift our hands. Strong. 3, 2, 1. Hands on the floor. Hands back up. One more rep, guys. Tension to that front knee. Pressing that scary rat into the ground. Laying yourself forward, staying tall. Try not to just roll over. Maintain spine position. Find that end range. Tension through both knees. Lift your hands. Go strong. Hands come down. Press back up. This time, guys, we're going to do that same bear sit transfer, but we'll stay in bear sit. So we're not going to go all the way. So that left leg, guys, hinge the ankle, lift the heel, drive that knee up, pivoting big toe to second to third, front knee stays down as long as possible. As you need to, that front knee will pick up. You're going to wind up in bear sit position. Bear sit looks like that. Heels are wide, toes are turned down, guys. First thing I want you to strap onto your shins, grab low towards your ankles, no thumbs. Using your elbows, I want you to wedge your hips into abduction. Find a nice stretch, hopefully the adductors of your thighs. Now I want 3 big breaths. Take a breath in as you take. Long and slow. Long, hard breath out. With each inhale, I want you to get taller, trying to pull your belly button forward. With each exhale, I want your knees to sink towards the floor. One more time. Big breath in. And big breath out. In this position, guys, find length in the spine. We do 1 round of inhales and rails. Inhales contraction, guys, we're going to be squeezing our knees into our arms. The rails contractions, we're going to be trying to pull the knees away into the floor. Throughout, guys, it's very important to maintain length in the spine. Starting gentle, so squeezing knees into elbows, very low tension. You're at 10% effort. As you squeeze in, radiate that tension into your glutes and core. Pressing harder up to 30% tension. Slowly build your way up, instilling that contraction into the upper body. 40%, 50, 60. Find your greatest, safest effort and hold. 10 seconds, guys. Squeeze. If you're not shaking, I don't believe you. Squeeze your elbows. Fight. 5, 4, 3, 2. Engage your glutes. Try to abduct. Pull away from the elbows. As you try to pull the knees before, get taller. Puff the chest, belly button forward, knees pull down, 3, 2, 1. Let the elbows win. Stay in position. Relax for a moment. You're still in the stretch. 3 soft breaths in and out. Now in, soft breath in, soft breath out. 3 times. Okay, one more. Now that we've got our breath, guys, the challenge is going to be doing a swimmer hover. Same one we did before, but in this embarrassing position. This is really tough. So you can't just sit here with your hands up. You can do this with one arm and that one hand on the ground. Okay? The challenge is, can you maintain thoracic extension? Can you stay tall throughout the movement? I know we can all do it if we round over. And I want a tall spine. So, hands are up, palms forward. Drive the knees out, lift the chest. I want both arms to internally rotate, knuckles rolling forward, biceps following, turning both knuckles to the floor. Try to maintain some retraction in the shoulders. Hold the hands behind you and down, so you're upside down, really wide. Chest tall, chest tall, chest tall. Find the end range. How far can you pull behind you? Slowly bend the elbows. Try not to touch your shirt. How high up your shirt can you pull your knuckles without setting down? Maintain spine position. Extend your elbows back straight and freeze. Check in. Knees out, chest tall, scapula retracted. Externally rotate. Turn the knuckles. Turn the biceps, shoulders retracted. Reach up, let it wide. Stay tall, stay tall. Find that range. Fold the elbows. Try not to set down. One more rep, guys. Knees out, chest tall. Extend up. Slow. Breathe. Shoulders low. I want a slow rep, guys. Internally rotate. Turn the shoulders. Not just your arms, guys. Squeeze back behind you. Upside down, let it wide. Bend the elbows. This time you can set down. One breath. Knees drive out, chest is tall. Now finish the second rep. Lift the hands. Hold. Extend the elbows. Shoulder blades retracted. Breathe. Externally rotated. Reach. Slow down. Behind the ears. Behind the ears. Bend the elbows and set down. Let the hands come down behind you. I'll let you slowly slide the legs straight. And tag in noses.
We are going to all meet in a quadruped tabletop, all fours, hands and knees in position.
Yeah, fly.
From this position, the right knee is going to come towards the right elbow. Trying to keep your spine as flat as possible. Trying to squeeze your right knee towards your right armpit and elbow without your spine doing anything. From that position, knee comes straight out to the side, as high as you can possibly get it. Keep a bend in your knee. Hold in that position. Start to rotate the heel up towards the ceiling. Bring it all the way around. And as we sweep it through, the right knee comes straight towards the right elbow. Bring it straight out to the side. From this position, keep the knee at that height. You're going to start to rotate the heel downwards, but the knee comes up. We're going the opposite direction. We're bringing our right foot towards our right hand. Keeping both hands firmly planted on the ground. Don't come up on your fingertips. Keep bringing that foot forward. Your right foot plants as close to that right hand as possible. Holding that position, keeping as much of your both of your hands touching the ground in this position. Take a deep breath into your lower abdomen. Brace your abs and lift your legs straight up off the ground. Bring it down. Deep breath in. Brace. Lift. Bring it down. Last one. Deep breath in. Brace. Pray to whoever you pray to. Lift. And bring it down. From this position, I want you to collapse downward into as deep of a stretch as possible. So bend your elbows a little bit. For some of you, you might be able to get your forearms onto the ground. Some of you might be kissing the ground. For some of you, this might be your deepest stretch. So find whatever your version of your deepest stretch on that front right hip is from this position. From this position, you're going to attempt to lift the leg off the ground. It is not going to happen.
You're going to feel the muscles that would lift you off the ground engaging. From this position, you are going to imagine, if your foot's on a scale, the numbers on that scale are going to read lower. You'll start to lift that knee up off the ground. Not like your shoulders, the knee. Keep driving that knee up towards the ceiling. Drive that knee up as hard as you possibly can. Imagine we're floating that leg off the ground. Hold that position. Hold that position. Stay there. Start to relax a little deeper and you get that stretch. Find a new home for that stretch. Relax a little bit deeper. Think about collapsing your chest down towards the ground. Try to slow down the breathing if you can a little bit. Slow down the breathing. One more round. Deep breath in. Brace. Don't change your upper body position. Think about trying to pull your right knee towards the ceiling. Finding some deep hip flexor stuff activation. Something on the front of your hip should be engaging a lot right now. Keep squeezing upwards a little bit harder. Squeeze up as hard as you can safely squeeze. Start to come up so you actually can pick the leg up off the ground in that position. And you're slowly going to start to rotate it back around and down, meeting in our quadruped position. Left knee comes towards the left elbow. Left knee rotates straight up towards the sky. Keep the knee at that height. The heel is rotating upwards first. Heel rotates up. Start to rotate things all the way around. Keep your knee totally bent. Bring all the way around, sweeping it through. Round two, knee comes straight up towards the elbow. From that position, knee comes straight out to the side. Hold. Keep your knee at that height. You're starting to rotate the heel downwards. Bring our left foot towards our left hand. Make sure your whole hand stays on the ground. Foot still in the air, not touched down yet. Still in the air, not touched down yet. Relax the foot somewhere next to